And what is your favorite smell?
It depends on the time of year. Some scents are better during certain times of year. Like in the winter, I guess my favorite scent is, in Russian you call it polin.
Ah,
It's wormwood,
yeah.
and but it's different than the wormwood we grow in the United States. It grows wild mostly in Russia. It's almost free. You just harvest it. Um, and I have friends in Ukraine and Russia who, when they come to the United States, they bring me bunches of it because you can't buy it here,
Yeah.
as far as I know. And so I think I like wormwood the best, but beer is wonderful. A very simple beer like Jugolovska,
Yeah.
very not too hoppy, not too just very simple and inexpensive. Basic beer is beautiful. Mint is good. Eucalyptus is good. I like a lot of.
I see.
So my name is Brian McWilliams. I'm American. I was born in Washington and grew up in southern New Jersey. And for about 12 years, I was a foreign correspondent based in Moscow. I wrote for American and British publications, and I traveled throughout the entire former Soviet Union writing stories for publications like the Chronicle of Higher Education, Science Magazine, Nature Magazine, and some big publications and some small publications. So I was, yeah. And I wrote a book before I left Russia. I was there from 1996 to 2008. And I wrote a memoir shortly after I left called With Light Steam. Of course, с легким паром in Russian, but in American, or in American English, I think it sounds kind of phonetically pretty.
And I don't know how to say in English. What kind of веник is best for you?
Uh,
Is it birch? Is it?
I like all kinds of viniki too. I guess my favorite is probably oak. If it's compact and very fluffy, kind of fat, I like that. Not too big. Sometimes they're too big. I like oak best. But some days I might, eucalyptus or linden or birch. They're wonderful too.
I see.
Juniper is wonderful. But you have to harvest juniper when it's very young. Otherwise, the needles are too, they make you bleed. So you have to get the juvenile juniper. But it's wonderful. I like pine. Yeah, it's okay. Wherever I'm very egalitarian. I'm not a snob about it.
How many friends used to visit Banya with you?
Well, what happened, I came back to the United States from Russia, and I moved back to live with my mom, actually. I didn't have a job. I had a book to write, and my three sisters live in the area. So I wanted to just be with them. I wanted to finish my book, and I heard there was a banya. There's only one really in Philadelphia, unless it's a private banya I don't know about. There's only one that's public. And so I started going because the banya was important for my emotional and physical well-being in Russia. So I thought I'd do it in America too. And so I started going, and no one was making steam. It was just hot room and it's boring. And I was like, well, I know how to make steam. I learned in Moscow with Grisha and other places, and so I said, well, I'll do it. So I started making steam, and then people started saying, oh, this is pretty good. When will you be here next? I said, I don't know, So, but enough people started asking that I created a group on Facebook, and I had a website for my book where I would just say, hey, I'll be here such and such a time if anyone wants to come. And so people started coming. So now we have over 200 people in the group. What can I do to sort of build a banya culture here? And there have to be people who know how to make steam and have the confidence to do it. It's intimidating for an American who didn't grow up in banya culture to go into a steam room with Russian speakers. And Russian people are very bossy in the steam room. they're like, nah, you don't do it that way. You do it this way. You do it that. So if you show weakness, people will intimidate you, and you have to be able to stand. You have to be able to speak right, and you have to be able to show them that you make steam better than they do. So they shut up
Yeah.
and let everyone else enjoy the steam. So they don't try to move you away from the stove. It becomes a macho thing sometimes for men. So so slowly but surely, I keep bringing friends who are more interested, who really appreciate steam. I keep saying, hey, why don't we meet on a day where it's not 20, 30 people, just a few of us, 2 of us maybe. We'll talk, and I'll help you learn how to make steam.
Everybody, it burns my hand.
You can either use the gloves or wrap your hands in the sheet sometimes, in the
Right.
corners.
Readjusting.
Yeah, or you can just take a little break.
Or take a break. My hands are on fire.
Well, because the stove isn't as hot as we'd like today, it's around 185, 190 degrees. We like it around 205, 210. Sometimes getting steam, you ought to be able to feel it.
Yes.
You can use the whole stove to make steam. You don't always have to throw water into the stove. You can throw water sometimes onto the roof of the stove. But sometimes that has a little bit of a smell. There are different kinds of rocks. It's a different kind of, not concrete, but whatever it is they use between them. So, brick. So you need to mix up the scents, and you have to use a little more. Huh?
We're gonna find out why.
We'll put a little
Yeah.
a black currant on the walls.
Okay. So like putting.
Yeah, might as well put in some more. I think maybe 2 more.
And then
And
you
the
said
black
keep
currant.
your arm straight out.
I think so.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
Um,
I want to
it's sort of
aim.
like a,
Like,
and if you want to, you can use this. You can too. It's,
Okay.
but think like you throw.
and then give it a.
It's like a
Like a little snap, yeah.
it's like a little snap. So,
okay.
but you can't stop too far because it'll spray this way. You
Okay.
have to go a little bit in, but not really.
Oh.
But you don't want your arm to touch anything. 'Cause
Right.
it can't-
Right. There you go.
Good.
That's better. That's all right.
Yeah, we got a lot of seasoning.
You wanna shut this maybe? I can taste it.
Oh, yeah.
And
So now we do the current, yeah?
yeah, just the current.
You wanna do this?
So much. And it goes on the
Well,
walls.
that's,
I was thinking a little less because it's pretty moist already.
we're going into
The walls.
the walls.
One more, just a little less. And I'll put a little bit less.
Oh, yeah, it's this one, great.
Okay.
I like that sound, it's good.
All right.
Alright, what's this?
So we'll call people.
Yep.
Как там, нормально?
Очень хорошо.
Okay.
I love it.
Да. Откуда ты знала?
Ooh. You might want to try some honey.
Whoa.
Just take a soak. I'm gonna take a dab.
That's good.
It's the hardcore.
You mind if I?
Oh, no, what I said. Just did it.
Excellent.
Is it cold?
Very cold.
Very cold. But beautiful.
And
Yeah.
you have done everything very professional and very, very friendly. So I was really have big fun today. Thank
Wow.
you so much. I think we can have some meal and then I ask some more questions.
Okay. All right, cool.